Okay, I'm unmuted. Uh, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and Dr. Garrettson of the Commissioner Board. This is Bruce Paterson, Garwood, New Jersey. The Reso 650 is giving $7,000 to A and B promotions at Cranford for promotional materials. Please explain what products we are buying. And I just want to note this company has only been in business for 2 years with no full track record. The principal is a Ms. Walrab. I'm just wondering, is this person a relative of the Walrabs that ran with your slate for freeholders about 10 years back? Reso 658. This is giving $10,000 to Mandel lead inspectors for lead inspection in homes. Around 3-4 years ago, we bought a very expensive lead detection device for this exact same service for the county to check out lead in homes. Did our device break already? Reso 662. This is modifying the budget for $55,000 for a program titled Rawway 2021 Special Election Grant. The wording is rather open-ended. Is Rawway actually granting $55,000 to the county? So I need that answered. Reso 665. This is $222,000 being passed through our budget for a program called Area Plan Contract. Please clarify what this means. Reso 666. This is adding $726,000 for early voting reimbursement phase 2 grant. Are we using the federal stimulus monies passed through the state for this? And I don't have an exact number, but I'll tell you, a running total of these election-related resolutions is now over $8 million. That's a comment. Reso 667. This is for executing a grant, unknown amount from when I saw the last agenda, for improvements to the Jerry Green Plaza. I heard a little bit about concrete. Is upgrading a plaza acceptable use for the American Rescue Plan stimulus monies? And what exactly needs rescuing at the Jerry Green Plaza? Please explain. Reso 672, this is increasing McDonald's contract, which is $180,000, up another $77,000 to $257,000 for additional engineering and inspection of our Lenape Park Dam. County bylaws state increases over 20% contracts really need to be rebid out. Exactly why is this $77,000 freely given out? Reso 673, this gives Louis Barbado Landscaping of Hallbrook, New York, $90,000 to plant trees in our county parks. New Jersey companies couldn't do this. Why didn't you hire them? In fact, couldn't our DPW workforce plant these saplings and save us taxpayers $90,000? Something needs clearing up here. Reso 677. This is adding $4,000 to the Heart Grant program for This Is It productions for a new total of $119,000. 2021-090 already allocated $115,000 in Heart Grant. Suddenly you're adding more money. Sounds like a violation of the covenant since it's well after the deadline. Doesn't the county need to abide by their own rules and regulations? Reso 679. This is amending a lease agreement with the main Runnels operating company to add an extra $22,000 to cover lease and tax payments. I do understand getting explanation. Why are we paying it now? Why didn't we pay it last year? And why is the county paying taxes for tax free?
Mr. Patterson, let me stop you for a second. It's unclear to me what the question is around 679. I don't know if it came clear to other people, but I couldn't understand what you were saying.
Okay, 679. That's you're paying $4.6 million in Runnels. And you're adding an extra $22,000 to cover lease and tax payments. And for some reason, you didn't pay it last year. That's what I'm saying. Why wasn't it paid last year? And why are we actually paying taxes? Because property taxes or other tax free. Let's continue on. Increasing legal services, number 688. Another $50,000 to $150,000 in lump draft litigation on the government contract. What exactly is this for? What happened to the previous POTUS Fitzpatrick $150,000 legal bill for the same work? We're looking at over $250,000 for one legal process on a new project, and its shovel hasn't even hit the ground. This has become a pure boondoggle, something that I warned you now about 3 times in the past. With my 35 years experience of bidding major projects, this fiasco falls directly on Bibby Taylor's shoulders, She botched it up big time. Had no experience as project manager. You knew it. I see no leadership in the commissioners nor the UCIA. We strongly suggest you get the UCIA to fire Vicky Taylor immediately from being project manager, and even cancel this new government complex the way it is and start all over to bid it properly. Number 689, designating Wilentz Goldman law firm to pursue the opioid epidemic litigation. Why are we spending money on the county level? Because the Attorney General is actually of the state, and New Jersey is also suing. So this is really a wasteful duplication. We shouldn't be doing anything, just waiting for the state to finish up with their lawsuits against
all right.
Suing.
Mr. Pass, I gave you a couple extra minutes because I asked for clarification on some of your questions, but your time is up and we'll start answering a few of your questions. So let's move to 650 and 658, and that will be Director Anderson. Can you take those?
Sure. 650 A&B promotions is really for materials, outreach materials for our Division of Outreach and Advocacy. Due to COVID, we have a lot more outside in-person meetings with our residents and constituents, and is really giveaways and contact information items for them to know what resources are available and how they get in contact with county departments that can deliver those services. And 650. And you said 658?
Yes.
Oh, that's not me. That's
okay.
For lead. Yeah.
All right, who's gonna handle that? Director Graziano? Director Moran?
Yes, Chairman. Through you, our health department did purchase lead detection equipment, and we trained our inspectors to go into houses that where children have tested positive for lead poisoning to do an assessment of that. That equipment is in good working order, and our inspectors are doing that. This is a grant-funded program, and this contract just allows us that safety net to assure that those inspections are done on a timely basis as our health department moves into more shared services and their resources are stretched. So it just assures that those inspections are done on a timely basis.
All right.
And it's a not to exceed number. We don't expect to spend 10,000.
Okay. Thank you, Director Moran. Director Taylor, I think you have 662, 65, and 66. Can you add some information for that, please?
Sure, through you, Chairman. Resolution 662 is a special item of revenue to recoup funds expended on behalf of the City of Rahway for the special school board election. And so it's to cover costs associated with printing ballots, postage, advertisement, and IT support. Resolution 665 is modifying the budget to accept additional funds offered by the New Jersey Department of Human Services for the area plan. That is for services associated with making the COVID-19 vaccine accessible to older adults, people with disabilities, and caregivers impacted by the pandemic. Resolution 666 is a special item of revenue awarded by the New Jersey Department of State to administer early voting consistent with Public Law 2021, Chapter 40.
Thank you, Director. We'll move on to the County Manager, 667.
Thank you, Chairman. I can probably handle a couple of the questions. I do have to say, I'm not quite sure what the questions were. The connection wasn't pretty good. It was a bit of a boondoggle. But for 667, yes, it's an appropriate use of the funds. The county, the city, local groups use the courtyard for meeting space and activities. So ensuring that it's safe and they don't hurt themselves is a acceptable use of the funds. For 688, I think the question was, what's it for? It says in the resolutions for legal services. They're defending the county on the frivolous lawsuit filed by DOBCO. And I also believe there's a mention of how much we're spending on elections. I'm not quite sure what that was about. The county's job is to have safe, fair, open elections. So I don't sure how you can have a dollar value to that. The county clerk and our elections folks do a great job. So I'm not sure how we're counting pennies on that, but that's what elections cost, and they're mandated by the state, and we can't help when there's special elections.
And that's
I
all.
hope that answered the questions.
Well, I'm sure it did. I mean, you know, particularly this boondoggle that comes up every time, it kind of questions about this just seem like they're a little out of line, but all right, that's fine. I think you explained it fine.
Thank you, Chairman.
Yep, we'll move to Director Graziano, 672. Do you have some updates you could provide for that, Director?
Through you, Chairman, absolutely. 672 is with Mott McDonald. I guess the question was the 20% rules. The local public contracts law does not apply to professional services. This is an ongoing project for our dams, and we're going to finally get that dam worked on. It's going to start, it's starting Wednesday as far as the construction. All the trees that are getting removed there. So this is an ongoing project. We got to add some work to them, and this is fully within the law as far as that goes. 673 with Louis Barbado. This is a publicly bid project. I would love for a New Jersey-based a company to get this, but unfortunately they did not. There was two companies that bid it, Barbado and this other company who bid it, and Barbado usually gets it every year. This is not county tax dollars, by the way. This is motor vehicle fines, and these are fully 2 to 3 years that are planted. They're not saplings. There's also a 1-year maintenance and watering on these as well. This is for all of our county roads and our county parks. Answers your question, sir.
It does. Thank you, Director.
Thank you.
Director Zuber, 677.
Through you, Mr. Chair, 677. The agenda that Mr. Paterson was looking at went out earlier in the week. It erroneously stated, "This is it Productions." It should have stated the Union County Latino Chamber of Commerce, which is a 501. And we apologize for that error, but it is a group that is a nonprofit that is going to be doing events for Hispanic Heritage Month here at Union County.
Okay, it's dollars well spent and in the right direction. Will be a terrific celebration of Hispanic heritage. I have Director Anderson for 679. Director, is that for you? You could comment on that quickly.
Absolutely, through you, Chair. You know, one of the things we have to remember, Runnels is also a long-term living facility and really encountered a lot of fatalities and others through COVID. With that, it was a difficult transition with their management team, and we received our bills later in the year, and that is why we are paying it now instead of last year. And it's for the taxes, utilities, and insurance that covers, and that's where the extra $22,000 increase came from. So through you, Chair, thank you.
Very good. Thank you, Director Anderson. County Council Bergen, can you handle the last two, 688 and 689? A couple of seconds on that, please.
Yes, thank you, Chairman. Just on 688 to amplify what the county manager said, this is a large project. We have legal advice, outside counsel helping us. There is no double billing for the same work. We've had different firms, but they bill us based on the amount of work they're doing. Unfortunately, with the litigation, which we have to defend to get this project going, those fees are going up. But we have done nothing wrong other than to just get legal advice and defend what we have to. This project is hopefully going to be moving along shortly. On the second one, concerning the opioid litigation, this is in fact just a change of employment for the attorney. We're not hiring a new firm. It's the same attorney, but he closed his own firm and went in with Willents. So we're just changing the name on the resolution so his new firm can get paid. I will say that we did file this litigation a number of years ago, at which time it was not clear that we would be represented by the Attorney General. In fact, the courts have determined that the attorneys general across the country are the ones negotiating the settlement, but we are involved. We do have a say in those settlements, and we are well served having filed our own lawsuit and having our own counsel. Thank you.
All right, thank you, County Council. I think that wraps that up. Mr. Clerk, is there